then strike once more. 12 the ways of ancient lore. Left foot leads, then comes the right. Dance the sword from morn till night.
Now it's time to look into ribbon cutting method, either from the upper angles or from the lower ones, in a situation where the opponent will be cutting at us. So the opponent can strike at any angle, high or low, and no matter where we are with our sword, we will have to be able to react, intercept the opponent's strike, and counterattack. So this is maybe the most difficult technique what we have here, but if you can do this, the opponent will be a little bit like unsure what you are doing, because the movement is a little bit complex to understand, in the receiving end at least. So there are a total of 16 plays here, I think. So let's see how this one can be done. We start from the right shoulder, use this to intercept the opponent's attack, and then cut with the back edge or push in a thrust.
Two steps hence the fight is met. Beat the blade and place thy bet. Strike again with foot in play, then retreat without delay. Step and strike, then strike once more. 12 the ways of ancient lore. Left foot leads, then comes the right. Dance the sword from morn till night. Three steps bold, thy right foot first.
From the left shoulder, we can still do the ribbon cut to block the opponent's weapon and then go into counterattack with the same movement.
12 the ways of ancient lore. Left foot leads, then comes the right. Dance the sword from morn till night. Three steps bold, thy right foot first. Cross the blow at speed well versed. Up and down or left and right. Guard thy back and hold it tight. Step and strike, then strike once more. 12 the ways of ancient lore. Sword and step in rhythm bound. Thus the knightly dance is found.
We can also start from the lower left.
Circle and arc, the blade must go high and low and high and low. Cuts fair both up and down, left or right in cloak or gown. Step and strike, then strike once more. 12 the ways of ancient lore. Left foot leads, then comes the right. Dance the sword from morn till night.
And finally, from the lower right, we can use the ribbon cutting method to block the opponent's weapon first and then counterattack in the same movement.
One step forth, a blow is made. Downward stroke with sharpened blade. Left to right or right to left. Strike with grace and leave them cleft. Step and strike, then strike once more. 12 the ways of ancient lore. Left foot leads, then comes the right. Dance the sword from morn till night. Two steps hence the fight is met. Beat the blade and place thy bet. Strike again with foot in play, then retreat without delay. Step and strike, then strike once more. 12 the ways of...
Now you should have the basic understanding of the three methods and how those can be utilized either in order to clear away the opponent's weapon if it's being pointed at us, but also if the opponent is striking at us. No matter where we are, we can always select one of those techniques and use that to block and counterattack in a relatively safe way. Of course, there are no guarantees how it's gonna go. But the important thing to understand is that there are three principles in play. So the first one will be step away from the incoming attack. This will be your first line of defense. The second thing is put something in between the incoming attack and yourself. Something. Usually, in our case, it's the sword. And it's for a reason that if you can't get away fast enough, you can still use your weapon to block the opponent's strike. So it's like a twofold defense. Okay? And then finally, once we have done that, we will have to counterattack. If we do not attack, we cannot win. So we must do it. Always. So every time you practice, always remember the counterattack as well. So I would like to highlight one thing, which is how to select which technique would you be doing. So let me show you something. So if, let's say, the opponent is cutting from my upper left in all these cases. So if I do the back and forth cut, it might look something like this. So first I block it, and then I attack the opponent's lower opening over here. Right? So I block it and attack this opening. But what if I want to attack that opening over there? Then I will do a different technique. I will do the cross cutting instead. So I'm gonna be cutting here. This looks almost the same, right? But I'm gonna be going high. So now we have this option and this option, depending on which technique you will select. And then of course we have one more option here, the ribbon. So if the opponent is attacking here, I'm still gonna be doing the same interception. Then I go here and I'm gonna be attacking in that lower area over there. Yeah, we could also go high to the cheek or somewhere to the face of the opponent as well. It's possible. So depending on where we are and which of the techniques we select, we actually end up hitting different quadrants of the opponent. So it means if you think the next opening will be here or there, you will then pick the correct technique and go there with your counterattack. And if I'm starting from the same side as my opponent, so they're still striking here, now if I use the back and forth cutting, first to intercept, and if I come back, I'm now striking at that lower quadrant over there. But if I do the cross-cutting, I first intercept, and now I'm cutting the upper quadrant over there. See that? And if I'm doing the ribbon, so now we are coming in from here, from this quadrant, with the back edge cut or maybe a thrust. So once again, depending on where you start from and which technique you will select, you will end up into a different quadrant with your counterattack. So that's pretty interesting, well, at least to me. And that's also the only complication what we have here, because we have to understand where is the open slot. So we don't want to be striking where the opponent is going with their sword, because then they can very easily block us. So this will be a topic for maybe the next series. Even more detailed fighting applications, more like free flow applications. And if opponent is attacking us and we are countering the opponent, let's say just with cross-cutting, and now we go into counter, well, the opponent can also counter us at this moment. So that will then be sword play, maybe no longer the military thing, but at least for duels you will have to understand how to counter the counter. So it's the next level up. But now we are done for today. Until next time, bye bye.